quick question. What time did you wake up this morning? Now, here's the real question. What did you actually accomplish before lunch? If you're like most people, you probably checked your phone, answered some messages, maybe watched a video or two, and suddenly it was noon. Sound familiar? Here's the crazy part. You were busy the whole morning, but what did you really do? Today, I'm going to teach you English phrases and vocabulary about time management, but more importantly, I'll show you why being busy and being productive are completely different things. Welcome to Artificial Fluency. I'm your teacher for today's special lesson, where we're tackling two things at once: improving your English and fixing that feeling of, where did my day go? Let's dive in. Let me teach you a really useful phrase in English. Spinning your wheels. When a car is stuck in mud, the wheels spin and spin, but the car doesn't move forward. That's what we call spinning your wheels. Lots of action, no progress. Here's how you use it. I was spinning my wheels all day with emails. Or, stop spinning your wheels and focus on what matters. Now, why do we spin our wheels? Let me tell you what most people get wrong. They think they need more time. If only I had more hours in the day. But that's not true. Let me prove it to you. Think about the day before a vacation. Suddenly, you can finish a week's worth of work in one day. Why? Because you have a deadline. Because you're focused. Because you're not distracted. The problem isn't time. It's attention. Let me teach you this important distinction. I don't have time really means it's not my priority. I'm too busy really means I'm not organized. I forgot really means it wasn't important to me. Harsh? Maybe. True? Absolutely. Here's a grammar point for you. Notice how I used really means to explain the true meaning? This is a great structure for clarifying in English. When I say X, I really mean Y. That really means. What this really means is, you can use this in any conversation to explain yourself better. Now, let's learn the most important concept about time. Ready? Time is energy. Let me explain with an example. You have 8 hours of work time, but your energy is different throughout the day. In the morning, you might have 100% energy. By afternoon, maybe 60%. By evening, perhaps 30%. So here's the key question. What are you doing with your 100% energy time? Most people waste it. They check social media, read news, answer easy emails. Then, when their energy is low, they try to do important work. No wonder they feel exhausted and unproductive. Let's learn some vocabulary about energy levels. Peak hours. Your best energy time. Example, my peak hours are from 9 to 11 a.m. Energy drain. Something that takes your energy away. Example, social media is a real energy drain for me. Recharge. To get energy back. Example, I need to recharge with a short walk. Here's a practical tip with English practice. Every morning, ask yourself this question out loud in English. What's my most important task today? Not tasks, task. Singular, one thing. Then say, I will do this during my peak hours. This simple practice improves your English and your productivity. By the way, if you're finding this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe. I create lessons like this every week to help you master English while learning useful life skills. Drop a comment. What time of day do you have the most energy? Now, let me teach you about the power of saying no. Here's something interesting about English culture. People often feel bad saying no directly. So, we have many polite ways to say it. Let me teach you some. Direct but polite. I'm sorry, I can't commit to that. Unfortunately, that doesn't work for me. I wish I could, but I can't. Softer refusals. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. This gives you time to think. I'm not the best person for this. My plate is full right now. This means you're too busy. Professional ways. I need to prioritize other commitments. That's outside my bandwidth right now. Bandwidth means capacity. I'm at capacity this week. But here's the important lesson. Every time you say yes to something small, you say no to something big. Let me give you an example. You say yes to checking Facebook for just 5 minutes. You say no to reading that English article. You say yes to a meeting that could be an email. You say no to deep work. You say yes to staying up late watching TV. You say no to waking up fresh tomorrow. Notice the grammar pattern here. You say yes to X. You say no to Y. This is a great way to show consequences in English. Try making your own sentences with this pattern. Here's a cultural note. In many English-speaking countries, saying no politely but firmly is respected. People prefer honest no over false yes. Remember this when you're in international settings. Let me teach you a game-changing concept, the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro is Italian for tomato. The inventor used a tomato-shaped timer. Here's how it works. Work for 25 minutes. Take a 5-minute break. Repeat 4 times. Take a longer break, 15 to 30 minutes. But let's learn the English you need to talk about this. Time block, a scheduled period for specific work. I have a 2-hour time block for studying English. Break it down. Divide into smaller parts. Let's break down this project into smaller tasks. Chunk, a small piece of something bigger. I study English in 30-minute chunks. Batch, group similar tasks together. I batch all my emails into one time slot. Here's a common mistake English learners make. They say, I will study English 2 hours tomorrow. But native speakers more often say, I'll study English for 2 hours tomorrow. Don't forget that 4 when talking about duration. Another tip. Use present continuous for scheduled future activities. I'm studying English at 3 p.m. It's planned. I'm meeting my tutor tomorrow. It's arranged. This sounds more natural than I will study for planned activities. Let me give you a practical example. Instead of saying, "I'll improve my English," try this. "I'm practicing English for 25 minutes every morning at 8 a.m." See how specific that is? Specific plans become real actions.
Now, let's talk about routines. But first, let me clear up some confusion about this word. Routine, as a noun, means your regular pattern of doing things. Routine, as an adjective, means ordinary or boring. These are different. Having a routine, noun, doesn't make your life routine, adjective. In fact, it's the opposite. Let me teach you phrases about routines. Morning routine phrases. I start my day with, first thing in the morning, my morning ritual includes, I never skip my morning. Evening routine phrases. I wind down by, wind down means relax. Before bed, I always, my evening routine helps me. I end my day with. Here's a grammar tip. When describing routines, we use present simple. I wake up at 6 a.m., not I am waking up. I check my emails after breakfast, not I am checking. But here's where learners get confused. We use present continuous for temporary routines. I'm waking up at 6 a.m. this week. Temporary. I'm checking emails less often these days. Changing habit. Are you learning something new? Great! Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a lesson. Comment below, what's one part of your daily routine? Write it in English for practice. Let me share a powerful routine formula with you. Host. Here's a profound truth. Your calendar doesn't lie. Where you spend your time shows your real priorities. Let's learn vocabulary about priorities. Top priority. Most important thing. Learning English is my top priority. Back burner. Low priority. Like a pot on the back of the stove. I put social media on the back burner. Make time for. Actively create time for something. I make time for English practice every day. Time sink. Something that wastes lots of time. YouTube can be a real-time sink if I'm not careful. Now, here's an exercise. Complete these sentences honestly. I spend most of my time. I wish I had more time for. I waste time on. Your answers reveal everything. If you spend most of your time on social media but wish you had time for English, there's your problem and your solution. Let me teach you a useful phrase, vote with your time. In democracies, we vote with ballots. In life, we vote with our time. Every hour is a vote for what matters to you. Here's how to use it. I'm voting with my time by practicing English daily. Common mistake alert. Don't say, I have no time. Native speakers usually say, I don't have time for that. I can't fit that in. My schedule is packed. The phrase, I have no time, sounds too dramatic in everyday English. Let's make this real. I'm going to teach you a simple system you can start today, the 3-3-3 method. 3 hours of deep work, your important tasks. 3 hours of regular work, emails, meetings, routine tasks. 3 hours for yourself, exercise, hobbies, learning English for that matter. That's only 9 hours. You still have time for sleep, eating, and relaxing. Here's how to talk about this in English. I dedicate 3 hours to formal. I set aside 3 hours for common. I block out 3 hours for professional. Practice saying, tomorrow I'm blocking out 1 hour for English practice. Here's a fail vocabulary set about time management. Time conscious. Aware of time. I'm becoming more time conscious. Deadline driven. Motivated by deadlines. I work better when I'm deadline driven. Proactive versus reactive. Proactive is planning ahead. Reactive is always responding to urgencies. Say, I'm trying to be more proactive with my time. Let me leave you with this thought. Time management isn't about squeezing more into your day. It's about putting the right things in the right order. Here's your homework. 3 simple English sentences to practice every morning. What's my one important task today? When will I do it? And what will I say no to? These questions program your brain for success in English and in life. Remember these key phrases from today. Spinning your wheels, busy but not productive. Peak hours, best energy time. Make time for, actively create time. Vote with your time. Show priorities through actions. The truth is, you have the same 24 hours as everyone else. The difference? Some people use those hours intentionally. Others let those hours use them. Which will you choose? Your English improves the same way, not by finding more time, but by using your time better. Even 15 focused minutes beats 2 distracted hours. Thank you for spending these 20 valuable minutes with me. You chose to invest your time in learning, and that already makes you different from most people. If this helped you, please share it with someone who needs better English or better time management, or both. Subscribe for more lessons that teach English through real-life skills. Remember, you don't need more time. You need more focus. You don't need perfect English. You need consistent practice. This is Artificial Fluency, reminding you that every minute you invest in learning pays you back for life. See you in the next lesson, and this time, you'll be ready because you know how to manage your time. Now go make your next hour count.